Hello everybody, how are we doing this evening? Hopefully now the audio is correct. Hopefully everybody's doing good tonight. I am getting the last few bits here together for what we're doing tonight. Yeah, I got out of the safety gear. You know how it all goes. Hey Douglas, how's it going, man? Sorry I am a little late tonight, guys. Just trying to... it's been a day. It's been a day. But, hey, we all have them, right? We all have rough days every once in a while. And today's just been one of mine. And I'll tell you why. So if you guys were watching a few streams back, I assembled a Wicked 3D's Green Goblin figure. Well, he fell off the shelf today, and he's gone. So, on that. But hey, that's not what we're here for. We're here to work on the Horner Shipyard Neo Constitution class. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to try to forget about the bad and go with the good. So that's kind of what we're doing tonight, is going with the good, getting away from the bad, and yeah. Rip Green Goblin. I hate it. It bugs me every time something like that happens, but it is what it is, I guess. I had just painted him jade green and just was starting on him, and well, I walk away, I hear thunk, crash, gone. So wah, 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 fail. But hey, enough about that, because we got cool things to work on, like this Imperial cruiser that I have not done anything on that side, but this side looks gorgeous. And we got an Akazi class, we got the Roger Young, but none of us are here for that. We're here for the Enterprise G tonight. That's what we're here to do, because it will be the Enterprise G for my build. I'm still figuring out if I'm going to go with lights or if I'm going to go with just paint. Kind of did some of the math. If I want to light this thing, I'm going to spend probably almost as much as I did to buy it. So I'm a little hesitant on that financial run to do that. And yes, I am just completely not put together tonight. So pardon me, guys, while I'm still dragging out some tools and some stuff to kind of start getting going tonight. So if you're just joining us, tell us where you are, what you're doing, what projects you're 3D printing, and what fun you're having. Because all of that stuff is just overly important to the world, and we must know what you're also doing if you're coming to join us here tonight. So, because man, I could use the perk up myself of good conversation tonight. So we're getting the handy Mr. Hobby G tool ready to go. Horrible name for a tool. Well, Douglas, the cool thing about this model is it is prepped for lights. It's got the channeling. It is well done for lights. Even the clear resin 3D printed parts are prepped for nice transparent paint and to do that. So, like I said, it's just I got to decide if I want to spend the money on it or if I don't. Am I going to make this a competition piece, or am I going to make this just a model on my shelf? That's always a difficult choice. And you guys kind of chime into the chat on this one, or if you're watching this on the replay, chime in. What do you guys think about doing competition pieces? We all get into it. And probably the only place I'm going to actually throw anything in competition will be Wonderfest. Maybe there's a show in February. I may consider throwing in a smaller model. But I'm just trying to decide, do I even want to go that level or do I want to make it for me? Because you get into a different mode when you look at competition pieces. You get extremely more critical. You get a lot harder on yourself. And it's just one of those things, what is really going to work for you? Hey, Hank, my Neptune Maxes are churning out stuff like crazy. They are running fantastic. I am in love with those two machines. I've even considered looking at, I think it's the Plus, which is the same size as the CR10 V2s, because my poor CR10s are, they have been abused over the last 4 or 5 years. Especially my CR10 V1, but she keeps coming to the fight. But eventually I am going to have to modernize, and I am looking at the Neptune 3s, one just for the cost, but I know Douglas sent me an item in Discord, which if you guys want in the Rise 3D Printing Discord, hit that, there's that join button. There's total different membership levels, but I'm in that Discord almost every day talking with people when I can, except when I'm on trips or something like that. I'm not in the Discord. But we've got a nice little community going in there. So if you want to join our Discord, you do have to be a member to be in the Discord. So just kind of keep that in mind. But we talk about all kinds. We get way off topic. But if you got a printer problem, that's where you bring them. And we try to solve them. But the Neptune 3s, I'm very impressed. I'm not so sold on the 4s. Those need to be out for a little bit longer before I even want to consider that in my shop. But would I bring a Neptune 3 in here? Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Douglas. So, and Douglas, the artifact you did from Baldur's Gate, that was a really cool print, man. I really like that one. I hadn't gotten to watch your time lapse, but I liked it. I liked the print. I'm really kind of curious to see where you go with it. So definitely you need to record that and put it on your channel, man, and show us what you're doing. So, all right. I've got the box of Sandy things, if that tells you where we're going tonight. Because this model, well, it is superbly printed. The detail is fantastic. I am in love with the model. It's just got some TLC things that need cleaned, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah, the Z offset, losing the Z offset sucks. And I'll be honest, if my 3 gets powered off, it loses it. But what I've done is I've taken a Post-it note and taped it to the top of my machine with what it is supposed to be. And whenever the power goes out or something like that, I do double check my Z offsets. So while that is a thing, I don't completely blame the machine for it, especially if it's lost on a reboot. I can understand that. It just kind of takes the 4. Yeah, the 4 just needs some growth. Is what I'm going to say about it. But you know what? So does the CRM4. That thing is annoying. But it just needs to grow up some. And it has been. The latest firmware fixed some problems. It still isn't as clean as I'd like it to be. But I am producing prints with it now. But in comparison, the Neptune 3 Max is half the price. And like Douglas even showed me, I was printing with it within an hour. And the Max, it's big. It's a big machine. And that's fantastic. It's got speed, which I love. Some of the projects that are being done with this identical settings between the CR10 Max and that, the Max is definitely showing its age. In the fact that the Neptune 3 is just outperforming it pace-wise. Now, granted, compared to the CRM4, there's some downfalls. The CRM4's got an integrated control device in it. I can pull that sucker up on an app, attach a camera via USB, and control the printer. I can't do that with my Neptune 3. It's just not built for it. The Neptune 4s, I need to do more research before I make that comment, because that's one of the things. But the CRM4 became a rogue DHCP device in my network and caused me all kinds of havoc. That really drove me nuts. So I actually had to pull it from my network because it was telling my wireless access points that it was a 10.10 IP address when no, no. And it literally messed up my Ubiquiti for a night. That I had to get in touch with a friend of mine to help me build a subnet and partition that thing off so it didn't mess with everything else. So IT talk just happened here. Yeah, that's not what we're here for. Let's see how messed up my cameras are. They are very messed up. The light's on, but the camera's not working. That's cute. Let's see what's going on here. Camera hub. Oh, well, that's fun. Simplest solution. Unplug it, plug it back in. And this camera, oh, look. Right when I do that, the camera comes up. All right, awesome. But that means I've probably messed up this one. Fixed. Haha, I love buttons. Ecamm. If you guys have a Mac and you do any recording, streaming, or anything like that, check out Ecamm. It is fantastic. It just does wonderful things and works really, really well. So awesome, guys. If you want to check out the Neptune 3 Max in action, go check out Douglas's channel. Look for that time lapse. He should be posting it up here soon. I know he's got several over on TikTok. I need to get my Beagle Cam. One, I need to open it and get on here on the channel and get it done. That may be next week's thing. Hey, Steven, how's it going, man? But I need to start recording mine. Now, right now, mine are doing 2 big projects for a company here in town. So I'm not too worried about recording what it's doing. But to the work at hand. This is resin. So we got to keep that in mind. You need to follow safety. 1, eye protection. I'm just using my normal glasses. Since I'm going to be cutting and grinding on resin, I'm going to protect my hands a little bit. And I am going to be putting on a respirator tonight. So, but yeah, guys, definitely go check out Douglas's channel. Also, be looking for Rise of Miniatures and Models, my second channel. We're going to be talking about ultrasonic cleaners this coming weekend on Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern. That video will go out where we discuss ultrasonic cleaning to rescue your old, horribly or mispainted models that you want to change, especially with acrylic paint. Those ultrasonic cleaners are totally worth the money on getting that off and getting your models back into a painting state. I know a lot of people just pitch them. I show you how not to. All right. Time to become Lord Vader. Disney, don't sue me for that one. Oh. Now you notice since I'm wearing glasses tonight, I'm not wearing the full face unit. Probably should, but this will be good enough for tonight and see how long I can tolerate it. But we're going to go first to our friend, the ultrasonic cleaner from Frozen, the Sonic Saber. And we're going to clean up just some of these little nubs that are on the model here. You can kind of catch, you can see right here, there's a bunch of little support nubs still. They just need a little of a zip off. And the Sonic Saber, she just goes nummy, nummy, nummy. Give me that nubby. And cleans it right off with no hassle. Just a simple little clean off. I'm actually going to pop this plate out so I can see them a little better. You guys can see those supports. The Sonic Saber just makes real good. Somewhat noisy, quick work of them. But it's totally worth it the way that it cleans it off. Now, the Sonic Saber can only go so far to cleaning stuff off. But even just right there, it's already done a massive job. Alright, let's take a look here. You guys can see the nubs. There's little ones like right there. Now what's keying me into it is
the gloves. The gloves are getting hung on it and telling me that it's there. So and Sonic Saber just pops them off. Smooth as a baby's bottom. So Douglas, what's next on your paint job, or anybody else's, or your print job? What's next for you guys? Well, you guys have to endure that horrible Sonic Saber sound. Oh, there we go. I know for me, I've been working on some trophies. Our Maleficent figure is in the prototype phase. That's coming out. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out the unboxing of Joker. He's available on rise3dprintshop.com, as well as Penguin and several others. But we've got a whole list coming. So lots of cool stuff coming to the shop soon. All right, I think we got the nubbies off that one. Let's go take a look at this one. I can still see. Let's get these all nice and clean. Do as much as we can with the Sonic Saber first. What the Sonic Saber is doing is letting me cut these down so I don't have to sand them down. Will there still be sanding? You bet. We got tools for that. Perfect. And I'm going to look at the inside here, just where the saucer is supposed to sit down. There's a nub right there. We'll get rid of it. Just making sure this is nice and clean so the parts can sit down nicely. And that's looking good. Got a little bit of cleanup back here to do. Get that nice and clean and straight. Just like that. Now, a lot of you are probably like, why is Mike wearing a respirator? Oh, he's killing himself. No, not really. I'm just protecting myself because I have bad allergies on top of the world hitting me. So I just don't want to inhale any of this today. We'll get that good and clean, especially in here. I'm going to ask you guys, do you guys miss me doing the time lapses that I used to do? I have not done a time lapse in forever. So let me know if you guys do miss those and want me to pick those back up again. Because I know there were teaching moments too, because I was taking you through the process of how I got that model ready to print. And I just kind of stopped doing them. If that's one of the things you guys would like to see come back to the channel, let me know. I know this thing screams, and I am sorry about it, guys. But it is unfortunately part of the game to help me get this smoothed out. I'll see if I can bring them back. It's been a while since I've done one. It made for an easy video to put out that week. As long as I had successful prints, it was an easy video. But you guys can see the nubs just disappearing thanks to the Sonic Saber. Just cutting it away like it's nothing. Let's take a look at these work nacelles. Now see, there's a lot of support. You can see all the little pips right here. These all need to disappear. And luckily, the Sonic Saber just pop them right off. Just like that. Nice and clean. All gone. Just in a few seconds. Instead of sitting here either sanding or working with pliers, this just lets me take it right off. So definitely a fantastic tool for the job. I highly recommend the $250 investment to get one of these. A lot of the Sonic Sabers are way more expensive. They're in the $400 or $500 range, where Frozen's is $250, and it is a remarkably good tool. Easy to maintain and all that kind of stuff. So, and I do apologize about the muffle, guys, but again, my safety is very important to me. I'm just cleaning off these nubbies. I will say this model is superbly printed. It is not my print. It is done by Horner Shipyards. Link in the description down below. I think they're the only ones with a actual model kit right now for the Enterprise G or the Titan, whichever one you choose. You can choose either option. You can choose to not do the decaling set. I did the decaling set, which makes it about $200. So keep that in mind. This is an expensive model kit. All right. Oh, there's a nubby there. I gotta get. Got him. Get him. There we go. Nice and clean. Ready to fit with its sister. So move on to the next one. So tonight is just going to be cleanup and kind of dry fitting her together. I want to dry fit it, and then I want a primer. Now, for you guys out there, to get you talking a little bit, model kit like this, what should your base primer color be? I'll tell you how I do it, but I want to see some thoughts in the chat of what your base primer color should be for something like this. There's all kinds of options out there. White, gray, and I'll tell you which way I'm going to go. Sorry guys, I noticed the camera was not pointing where I'm working. You gotta holler at me when you see that, guys. I am bad about that. Alright. A little bit of cleanup goes a long way to getting this ship on the way. And yeah, I don't sing very much. See, for me, inside and out is going to be black primer first. Then, what you do is then you come back with your grays, go very lightly around the lines, and darker in the middle to create that wear effect. I've also seen other people go with very light gray, then come back in with a darker gray on a sponge and wipe across to let the gray sit into the lines and let them pop. So there's multiple ways to go about this. There's no one way to prep this model, okay? Now, of course, I won't be priming the clear part because that would be insane. I've gone to the loony bin. All right, so now you can see how much better that fits together than what it was on the last video. So when it comes time to actually assemble this, it's going to be very easy to come in with filler. Probably, depending on if I do lighting, we'll get to start assembly next week. If I don't do the lighting. If I do the lighting, we may get to start laying down initial electrical next week. All right, let's get this little whoop cell done. Gonna get them into warp drive. And I'm not sold on doing this one for my competition piece. I like the model, but I think it's going to be I think it's going to be done a lot in competition this next year. And I think that's part of why I may avoid it. I may just build her for me and be a happy camper that I got one on the shelf. But we will see. First off, is got to figure out what my budget will allow. Because I'm wanting to do an Enterprise D build with lighting. I may have to prioritize that, so. So, we will see. Because my favorite Enterprise is the D. She was the one I grew up with. What's your guys' favorite Enterprise? We got all through J, but we don't know what H and I look like yet. But just gonna have to kind of use your imaginations on that one, I guess. Well, what's your favorite Enterprise, guys? Let me know in the chat here, or if you're watching this on the replay, in the comments. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure that notification button's on so you guys get notified when I do this on Tuesdays at 8:30. Whew, I'm already getting tired. But unfortunately, this is the only time I have to do this. See, Douglas, I'm not sold on the G. We went from the D, which is this big, majestic ship, heavy cruiser, to the E, that is a ship of the line. We are the advanced. We're going to kick your butt. To a much weaker, to the big monstrous G. Now to this smaller, meeker G, or F. The Enterprise F was this big statement. To this Enterprise G that's kind of a meek. I still can fight, but I am nothing compared to my my predecessors. Kind of like how Worf was just like, when he was on the D, he was like, I preferred the E. I had all these weapons and things. But do you guys feel that the G is a return back to the exploration? Or do you guys feel that we're just kind of going back to an old school design because that's more of the symbolism of Star Trek? Yeah, we've gone down this line. Oh, the refit. Oh, the refit is gorgeous. And one of these days, I will come back to my 1350. One of these days. She is by my desk all the time, haunting me, tasking me to come back and build her. And I just have not gotten the guts to go back to that big project because, wow. Just wow. I've got the newer kit as well, the new revised vision of the 1350. I've got the TOS 1350 to work on too. It's just finding the time. All right. This is all just an initial clean. Just so you guys know, I am just doing an initial. Let's get the bumps off, maybe do some sanding, get her some love. But you guys can see, like, that's still not fitting together properly. There's still some nubs in there, stuff that we're going to have to sand out. We're almost to the sanding portion where I can talk about that. You guys can see there's some supports left right there. You got to get them out. There's a way to get them out. Sonic Saber is a fantastic tool for getting those little supports out. I do love my Sonic Saber. Thank you, Frozen, for introducing me to it and making it affordable. That's the kicker. A lot of these tools are so fantastic, but they just don't fit in the budget. Yeah, they're kind of going back to the more exploration. The refit, oh, she was a beauty. It was so cool seeing the A in the ship museum, and even the NX-01 was a sight to behold. All right, and you guys can see there's a little bit of nubbage there. Nothing crazy. Nothing the Sonic Saber can't handle. Nice and smooth. Go down the other side. All right. This section's not too bad a shape. It's actually well done. There's a little bit of cleanup in here. There's a few support pieces that were left. But again, the Sonic Saber makes quick work of them. And bada boom, bada bing. Nice and cleaned up. Not a lot down here. Most of this I'll handle with sanding. The warp strut arms are in pretty good shape. I don't feel like I have a lot to do on that one. So, Sonic Saber will save you a lot of time. But now it's the fun. The Mr. Hobby G-Tool is one of the things that I like to use. That can be found on Amazon. But I also like to use something I've lost. Uh-oh. I have lost what I'm looking for. Either that or I put them in my bag and took them with me. I'm betting that's what I did. So I have some really nice little sanding pads. And it looks like they're basically low-key sanding sponges. These will work for tonight. That I get from Hobby Lobby. These are very similar, different grits, but they're just sponges. So really easy to wrap around your finger. If I can get them open. Ta-da! So we got variable different grits. Well, I'm probably going to start at the 400, but in all honesty, I'm going to start with this. And here's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start on the softer section. Because caught in the right light, you can see the swirls of the layer lines from the print job. Now, with the decals placed over it, I ain't going to see that, really. But I know they're there. So, you're a Sonic Saber's eye. So, Zai, were your prints hollow? Or were they completely solid? There could be a variable of things that happened in there, such as trapped liquid resin or trapped isopropyl alcohol. As I was saying, so there could have been trapped liquid resin that continued to deteriorate it, or trapped alcohol that may have been inside that was just enough to cause deterioration of the print. But it also could have been whatever brand of resin was used just wasn't strong enough. Could have been a humidity impact. Could have been a lot of factors. I'm going very light here. I don't want to lose any of the detail. So this is just kind of a quick light scrub to try to get some of those swirl lines out. All right. So now what I would do is normally take this, I'm going to wash it, get the resin, the hard resin off, clean it, let it dry, and then kind of get it ready to, I'm going to go through the rest of the ship. You guys can see we've knocked a lot off with the Sonic Saber. It's kind of hard to see because it's all white, but I'll kind of get it over there. And the brush, there's all kinds of little nubbies and all kinds of stuff that we have knocked off. I wonder why your minis are breaking. Do you happen to remember what resin you use, Zai? It's almost like there's fluid being trapped inside and it's building a pressure and cracking. I'm popping it, but I can't be sure. I'm almost wondering if there's a resin brand issue that you use there that may be happening. Could be a climate issue. It's hard to say what might have been causing your problem. But I'm going to clean this and do some more sanding off camera. I don't want you guys to have to listen to that because that sucks. But when it comes to fitting her together now, that little bit of work with the Sonic Saber has done a tremendous job of letting me get this move towards getting this put to one piece and making this one intact model. The minis are solid. Oh, that's weird. They're becoming brittle. You guys can see the resin dust on my gloves, hence why the mask. And now since I'm gonna stop with that, I'm gonna vacuum up my desk real quick. With my handy dandy little vacuum. And all clean. All nice and clean. You guys can see, if I can get it on the camera here, in the vacuum there, that nice full pile of stuff. I'll set that guy back aside. And what I'll do before I resume working is I'll take a damp cloth. I'll also wipe down the desk area so I don't have any particulate going on. So. If you need those characters reprinted, you let me know, buddy. There's other resins that we can use that might be a little bit more tolerant. Use some of the tough resin and stuff like that. That might help you out. So, really quickly here, I'll wipe down the work surface here. All right, what time is it? We're going for about 45 minutes. Glasses off. I can't see. And let's find the thing back here. Oh. Whew.
I can breathe. All right. So I still have a lot more sanding to do. That will stay out. But one of the things I use a lot is these Tamiya sponge. They work really well when you're getting down to the hand sanding. The Mr. G tool or the Micromark tool both work really, really well too. Where's the Micromark tool? The only difference between the Mr. G tool is that's battery operated. The Micromark Mark III tool is corded. That's the only real difference between those two tools that I have completely misplaced. Huh. Oh, here it is. Or the Micromark sander, which is just a corded version. It works really well too. Makes the job nice and quick. But basically I'm just kind of sanding away a few of the imperfections. They're really quick to sand down and really easy to get rid of. And it's one of those things that just makes the model fit back together better. All that stuff, all those little nibs we took off were causing fit issues, and it allows us to just make them better. And that's what's important. So, you know, that's the fun of it all, right? Got to work through all the bits and pieces. So, actually, I'm going to take a few minutes and work on my handy dandy dice tower here. So this is the Monument Hobby Advanced Flesh Tone. If you guys want to check out Monument Hobby paints, there's a link down in the description and a discount code. It gets you, I think, 10% off your entire purchase. So help out the channel, support the channel. Make sure you click that link if you're going to go buy some paint. But what I want to do is I want to give more flesh look to this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Petroleum Brown that's also in the new Signature series. And if you're interested in any of these sanders, let me know. I can put links in the description down below. But I'm going to use this petroleum and a sponge. And I'm going to try to darken that. I'm just going to put a little dot over here in the wet palette, which you guys can tell. It's getting time for me to probably change out my wet palette sheet. What do I use? Just cheap cosmetic sponges. All right. So I usually take and ball them, and I just did a little dot, and I'm going to kind of just go into the crevices here to start giving it some tone and depth. Just to kind of give a more flesh look. The Petroleum Brown, I'm actually really impressed with this paint color. I want to make sure, is it actually a paint? Or is this a wash? It's a gloss, actually. But to me, it feels like a very, very good wash. The way it's settling into there, kind of giving that more of an organic look. It really makes me smile. And the sponge, thank you Highlander 242 for recommending that I use a sponge to do this, because it's definitely giving it a very gross, decrepit skin look. So again, this is the Monument Hobby Advanced Flesh Tone coupled with the new Petroleum Brown. Just putting it in with a sponge really changes the way that flesh looks. We went from, well, we're still 3D printing stuff because this is a print I did. Still a long way away on the paint job to being done. If I was smart, I would have left gloves on, but now I'm going to have brown finger. But the way this Petroleum Brown lays down, just, I love it. The way the sponge just works with it. It changes the way it looks, and it looks fantastic in my point of view. I'm very much in love with this color. To just kind of change how the undertones look and how gross it actually makes that flesh look. Oh man. But what other printer talk we got going on? We got the Frozen Mega 8KS. No, I have not thinned it at all, Garrick. This is straight out of the bottle, right on the sponge. Going right on. So this Petroleum Brown works It almost is like a wash to me. They call it a gloss, but it just lays down super thin. And what it's doing underneath is it's pulling the black primer undertone back through too. Really kind of giving that speckled look. But no, for this application, it has not been thinned at all. It is just going straight out of the bottle, straight on the sponge, straight on the print. This is an FDM print. So that is laying down beautifully. Now what I'll do is I'll take a brush and kind of get into those seam lines. But you can see this is what we started with. Adding that petroleum brown with the sponge just really takes it to more of a lifelike level. Really liking this. Really kind of giving it that old book feel. I was kind of going for the, what is it? Ash versus Evil Dead Necronomicon kind of book feel. But I'm really digging this. And unfortunately, I still have to do the other side. And a lot of metalwork painting and stuff. There's so much to do to this one still. And there's still just some brushwork needed, but tanned flesh, black primer, advanced tan flesh from Monument Hobby, and then the it's just their petroleum brown gloss. This is from the Ben Comets, and the flesh is also from the Ben Comets set. Again, go use the link down in the description down below, and definitely let me know. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry about that. Someone wanting to give us an amazing vacation. No. Not doing that again. So, it's kind of one of those things. Right now, I'm working on the IPMS kind of stuff, 1/16th terrain pieces and stuff for the store. Maleficent is coming. Barnabas from Darkness Shadows to match Angelique is coming. We have an Ahsoka figure in design. What else do we have going on? There's another figure I'm forgetting about. Oh, I can't talk about that one yet. So we got all kinds of stuff going on, but you guys can see just how that changed the look of that book. I've still got to do the binding in the back. I got a lot of work to do on this one, and I still need to come back in with the over the dark bronze, a little bit of light bronze on the edges where it's been nicked up. This book is along the way, and just so you know, the letters in there was done with the Matt Keckswish Signature Series Dark Crimson. Guys, Monument Hobby paints are just fantastic. I love working with them. They thin down superbly for the airbrush. I'll show you here because this is part of the catastrophe that I talked about earlier in the stream with the loss of Green Goblin, but that is Monument Hobbies Jade over Black and White Zenithal that I just airbrushed on. 1 drop paint, 2 drops of thinner or reducer. You shake it up good, you're ready to paint. I have been watching Ahsoka. I'm ready for the new episode tomorrow. It needs to drop. I need the new episode. I need to know, where did the Purgles... What? Bah! So did she actually get through to them and get what she wanted? Kind of hard to tell. So, but I mean, just the change from that pinkish to this brownish flesh was what I was going for. So thank you, Joe. You are a god and legend at painting. All I'm going to say about that. So. Yep, tomorrow tomorrow will be here, and hopefully I'm up to watching it tomorrow with what's going on. So lots of craziness going on tomorrow. But guys, I think we painted a book. We sanded and cleaned up the Enterprise G4, ready for... I'm gonna finish sanding it this weekend. Then I'm going to try to finish sanding it this coming weekend. Then we'll come back. We'll do a primer right here. I'll have some newspaper laid down and stuff. We'll get it primed. And then we'll start kind of fitting her together. Hopefully by then I've decided whether I'm doing lights or not. So leave down in the comments, Mike, light it up. Mike, don't light it up. Let's see what you guys think, even on the post-watch. Let me know in the comments down below, because your thumbs up, your comments, it all helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys doing it. That's just terrible. So guys, hit it up there. If you're new here and you made it this far, hit the subscribe button. Down in the comments down below, the word for the video today is Ahsoka. Throw that down in the comments when this becomes a video. Let me know that you guys were here, because you are all appreciated. And also, if you want to get in the Discord or anything like that, you know, consider becoming a member and support the channel, as we do cool stuff like this, and building the G and the other channels, talking about ultrasonic cleaners and how to rescue your horrible paint jobs and stuff like that, and just model. There's just so much going on. So let's hop over, give those thumbs up, and I appreciate you guys, and that's where I'm going to call the stream tonight. So thank you guys, and we will catch you in the next stream, hopefully next week.